Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu rules, written and produced by Chaosium. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. Strong language, mature scenes, and mature themes are present in this recording. This actual play is part of the Your Scenario, Your Actual Play series for the Miskatonic Repository and Johnstown Compendium. And now, on to the show.
Welcome back to another episode of the Old Ways podcast. It's me, Miranda, back in the Keeper's Chair, bringing you our next installment, part 2 of Your Scenario, Your Actual Play. Today, we are playing Call of Cthulhu, Miskatonic Repository Scenario, We Dream of Flying by Jim Phillips. And I've been having fun so far. I hope my players have been having some fun so far. And a very special group of players, they certainly are. But first, before I get to them, obviously, I want to thank all of our Patreon supporters and those that follow us on YouTube or Twitch. We appreciate your listening ears as always. And without further ado, on to our players. Our priority boarding for elderly passengers.
Well, hello there. I'm Nate, your friend Nate on all the Discords everywhere. I'm playing Leonie Kaj, Senior Advisor for Trade and Diplomatic Relations in Central Asia, and absolutely not lining my pockets in a secret oil and petroleum deal that I'm running to after. Speaking of running, I'm running to Dario because Dario has to be behind all this with all his dream talk, and he's not going to get away with it. He's putting this back right.
And as always, flying first class.
Hello, I'm Rosie of Odd Duck Dice, and today I am playing Sylvie Rodemil, who is a Russian pop star and actress, and she is staring at one of the few people still on the plane and is preparing to try to slap them awake. We're not going gentle here.
Next up, he's serious, and don't call him Shirley.
So I am the Tall Tom, accept no imitations. I am playing Dario Madavi, a internationally renowned yogi and writer of self-help books, such as Sleep Your Way to Success. And I'm rather hoping if I pinch myself, I might wake up.
And last but not least, the thing on the wing of the plane.
Hello, I'm T.A. Newman from the Miskatonic Playhouse, and I'm playing Michael Pravin, who is the first secretary for consular affairs at the US Embassy in Japan. And I think Michael is thinking that he needs to tell the important people who are driving this plane, and I think driving the plane is the correct flight terminology to use there, that there is some weird blue-gray tentacular thing on the window of the seat that Leonie and Michael were sitting in. So get ready, pilots.
All right, and so we find our players back again on a mostly empty plane. We have 6 sleeping passengers and our 4 woken up passengers, while Michael is going to try to break into the cockpit. Sylvie is ready to slap one of these suckers awake, and Leonie has her eyes set on Dario. Why don't we start with Sylvie? Sylvie, you find one of these nondescript, generally dressed, general-looking, totally normal person.
With faces.
In a seat, asleep.
Okay. She's just gonna slap them right across the face. It's not the child, right? She has been paying attention looking for the child because they were by themselves, and she is not totally without any kind of maternal instinct.
It is not the child.
So she slaps.
You slap this sucker, and their head snaps over to one side, and they do not wake up. And as their head kind of snaps over, you see a little trickle of blood coming out of one nostril and their ear.
She moves over to the next one. Where are they situated next to each other?
Yes, there are 2 next to each other. There's like groups of them, so there's 3 different groups of 2.
She starts shouting. She sort of crouches down so that her face is like right there, and she starts screaming in Russian in what probably sounds very aggressive.
And you start screaming at this person, and as you do, they move towards you, They move towards you and kind of up, and their arms lift up, their elbows lift up, their forearms dangle down, and they begin to stand in front of you. But it doesn't look like they're using any of their muscles to stand. They're just kind of levitating up, and they'll start moving out into the aisle.
Others? She screams for help.
Yes, Sylvie screams for help. And as some of you may look over, this person has started to walk towards the cockpit as well. And walk is really a generous statement. They're kind of floating and their feet are dragging behind them. And any of you that look at this will have to make a sand check.
Am I okay to say that Michael sees this, but he is still rapidly trying to get to the pilots?
Yes, I think that is safe to say.
Dario succeeded.
And Michael.
That is a fumble.
And Keeper, I don't know. Do I see this? Would Leone...
That's up to you.
First class has one aisle. It's in the center, so I will have to be barreling towards that, I would guess, based on the... Okay, so I'll see it.
Okay.
They usually don't float in first class. It's pretty special, but it's not that special.
If you pass it as 1, if you fail it as 3, if you fumble, it's 4.
Failed. I almost fumbled, but I failed.
Michael, why don't you roll me it will be a strength check. How are you trying to get into this cockpit?
Probably in the most successful, logical way possible.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Your big boy arms?
Or, with more detail, I imagine, I'd say these doors are built, aren't they, to not have someone just kind of like crash into them and break through them?
Yeah, that's their purpose.
Yeah, it's really clever. I think I could be making this up. I'm probably making this up. Do the attendants have like a way to open these doors? I know obviously they can be opened from the inside, but surely if something happens to the pilot and the co-pilot, the flight attendants are going to need to get in there. Is there something that they have that I might be able to look for?
Sure, you can look around. I will give you this. You can look around and you can't find like a key or anything like that that would allow them to get into the cockpit, but you do find something that you could possibly use as a pry bar to help you pop that door.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm going to do then, please. I'm going to use that pry bar. Oh,
that will require a hard success then.
Okay, I've rolled. Oh no, I've rolled 30, but I'm going to use 5 luck.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You use your 5 luck. You pop open this cockpit door. You hear a loud crack as it is pried away from its locked door frame, and you pop it open. And you get the first look into the cockpit, and there is no one there.
I'm going to kind of like almost run in, hands shaking a bit, Wallace and Gromit style, and just kind of, like, oh God, the pilot. They've probably gone to the toilet or something. We got to be flying on autopilot. Can I look at the probably really easy to understand series of screens and dials and knobs and joysticks and things? And is there any way to tell whether this plane is on autopilot? I mean, Michael's seen a plane before, so...
And you've maybe seen the movie Airplane, but there's no inflatable autopilot there. It does seem to be like where they steer the airplane. They seem to kind of be moving up and down on their own. There's no like lights flashing or nothing looks out of place except for the obscured window of the plane.
Is it obscured by
like a translucent like floaty tentacle thing? Yeah. And but everything seems to be acting kind of like you would normally expect it to, and even it might be the yoke that's in the middle. The handles are moving back and forth.
Is just the one dial I'm looking for, Keeper, please, if it's okay. The one dial I'm looking for, the one like visual gauge I'm looking for is fuel. Are we good for fuel? We've got a few miles left in us.
That's gonna require a roll. We'll call it. I'll call it an education roll, unless you have something related to airplanes.
I have library use.
That's close, but not quite. They actually don't have a library on this airplane.
Okay, well, I've got 21 and my education is 60, so that's a hard success.
You can deduce that you think, we're probably good on the fuel for now.
Well, when it's appropriate, I'll make my way back to the others. Obviously, I've been in here faffing around for a while, though.
Mm-hmm. Did you do your SAN roll for no pilots?
Oh, no. Is that something that people worry about, is it? 13 under, what's my new SAN roll? 65.
Okay. We will call it one loss then. We will jump now to Leone, who was previously rushing towards Dario.
But now there's a floating person in the way. So I'm rushing up towards the center aisle. I see the floating person. I had failed my SAN roll, so it did give me pause. I think I will be running at speed, and it's an airplane, so it's really loud because it's feet on that metallic grate that covers, and bang, 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 bang. Dario, you did this. You have to fix it. What the hell is this? And I think I'm going to bounce off this person who's floating. But in my head, I think Dario did something. They were talking all about dreams and controlling dreams and traveling in dreams. And then I woke up and now there's this. So I'm wondering, Keeper, if seeing this floating person and with my skill on my character sheet of both dreaming and dream lore, if I might be able to, now that I can't tackle and just start throttling Dario to make him fix this, as I was previously going to do, if in my sudden shock at what I see and then a little bit of a rebound on that, if I might be able to make a knowledge roll around dreaming.
You can make a dreaming roll or a dream lore roll. Do dreaming first. It has a little bit for both, so.
We'll do dreaming first. And it's a 94 over 50.
Do you want to push that roll?
Yes. I want to push that roll. How would I push that roll? I want to push that roll by getting really close and trying to turn this manifestation of this dreaming situation around and face me. So this floating passenger in the center of the aisle, I'm going to grab them, get up off the rebound and grab their shoulder, try and flip them around, shake them. Wake up! Wake up!
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll.
And this time, I rolled a 69 over 50. So it's another failure. Yeah, it's another failure.
Nice. So you grab this, and there's resistance. There's resistance when you go to turn this person around, but it's almost as if they've been dropped and they tumble onto you, this man, and there's blood coming out of an ear and a nostril, and saliva and vomit begins to gurgle up out of their mouth as you are trapped underneath them on this plane. They've been dropped onto you, and it almost feels as if they're pulling at you, but they were floating, and how are they dragging you? It almost feels as if they're dragging you. Dario, you see this person turn around and fall over onto Leone, and then their legs lift up and they begin to kind of slide down Leone, but to her it feels like they're being dragged, and it's vomiting up onto Leone, and I'll call a sand check for Leone.
That's unpleasant. 74 over 54. Dice are hot.
That will be 6 for your failed roll.
Holy moly. Okay.
You failed push roll, boo-boo.
I should roll intelligence, but I don't need to, Keeper, because I'm at 48 of my max 60, so I've hit my 20%.
Do you have an idea for your insanity?
I'm now scared for Dario.
That's all right. So let's have a open conversation. My first thought is, oh yeah, that last moment, that last action cements itself in my head, and now I really want to hurt and kill Dario, but that might be not fun. So what do you think?
We got a bit of game left.
Okay. So I don't really want to play that for the next 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And indefinite. So I think maybe something more related to something did this, and it is much more powerful than Dario. Dario's just a self-help book writer. something. I think there's a paranoia. Maybe I become paranoid. I need to figure out who it is that did this. It's definitely someone, one of the other people that are on this plane, but I don't know. What about that?
That'll be perfect.
Dario will watch all this and will just sidestep lithely to not be in the central aisle. And we'll go, Leone, if I may, just in through the left nostril, down into the diaphragm, out through the right.
Off me! Get it off me! Dario!
Yeah, I'm not going to do that because its aura is really fucked up. So I'm just going to stay over here. But I can side coach you on the breathing. In through the in, slow, deep, and out.
Is he within reach?
It's sliding down your body now. So the upper half of your body has been relieved of its burden.
Oh, good. Is Dario within reach?
I like to think so. It's not a big first class cabin.
It's not a big first class. I'm going to reach out and try and grab Dario's ankle and pull him over into this tussle.
I would quite like to dodge that.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll do some opposing rolls here.
That's 0.6 under my 30. So that is an extreme.
Mine is a 20. What? Well, I don't have that. I had a 22. I rolled well, but not that well.
Dario's nimble yogi training can allow him to dodge out of your way.
I have done Ashtanga yoga every morning for the last 25 years. You are not going to be able to grab my ankle. I can grab my ankle just like that. You are not going to be able to.
I am going to stand on your head when I get out from underneath this, you son of a... And I'm going to try and push this thing off of me.
I'm sensing a lot of aggression.
Sylvie's going to go up behind Dario and say, "You fucking coward," and punch him in the back of the head.
Wow.
Michael runs up to one of the unconscious passengers and punches them in the face. No, I'm joking.
More violence.
You just feel left out of the violence. Because she's lost 11 sanity very quickly. She's not at breaking point yet, but I'm reading that as she's lost a lot of her self-control in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, and there's all of these people, sleeping people, that have begun to be moved up and are floating, legs dragging behind them towards the front of the plane, and then kind of laying in a pile. There are a lot of things moving about the cabin now, things being slammed, things being thrown. Sylvie has gone up to punch Dario. I'll let you guys play that out if you want to roll a...
I'm not interested as a player in causing actual damage. It's more she's... Woof.
Yeah, I think he probably wasn't expecting you to come and slap the back of the head, so I'm fine saying, ow! Okay, I think everybody needs to take several deep breaths, and I'm happy to facilitate that.
If you talk about my fucking nostrils one more time, I pull your noses out.
When everyone needs to take a deep breath, can I just run up to the group and just go, there are no fucking pilots on this plane. There are no fucking pilots on this plane. Nobody is flying the fucking plane. There is no fucking pilots on this plane. What the fuck? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
You hear the engines rev as if they're struggling in some way.
Can I take a moment while calmly breathing and attempting not to be slapped further around the head to just think through my various... has a cat ever told me anything that is relevant to this situation? What do I roll for that?
You are also more than welcome to roll a dreaming check.
Great.
And actually, any of you that are freaking out right now that aren't named Nate can roll a dreaming check or a dream lore. Either one is fine.
I have got an extreme success.
Oh, great.
Because the cats tell me...
Oh, boy.
Everything.
Here we go. The cat lecture begins. Oh, my God.
I'm going to think back to lucid lucre, dreaming your way to financial abundance. And I'm going to remember that on a page 125, I wrote down a conversation that I had in the dreamland with a very nice tabby called Gregory. And he said to me...
He said to you that sometimes people will get stuck, not dreaming and not awake. And you have to be careful when that happens, it's really only theorized that it could happen. But if it were to happen, it might be very, very dangerous to be not awake, but also not asleep. And because you had this extremely successful conversation with him, you would know that in theory, just theoretically, for this to happen, it could be possible if a group of dreamers was somehow powered up. Like maybe inadvertently arranging themselves in some way, and you look at your seats and you look at everyone else's seats and you look at the 6 unconscious people where they were sitting, and then you think about what that looks like, and then I give you a handout that looks like a thing.
Gregory, the tabby cat's got handouts.
Yeah, they're technically called paw routes if it's from a cat.
Gregory is fucking prepared.
But I would like to share the image I had of a lovely gray tabby putting on glasses, looking very serious, and reaching into a satchel to pull out a folder for you.
I mean, Gregory was very obliging. Having looked around and kind of mentally comprehended how we have all accidentally aligned to unlock the dream chakras, I'm going to go, I think this is our collective responsibilities, and that we are going to need to calmly work together to, what did Gregory say? To unstuck ourselves. It's like when a cat climbs into a tree but can't get down, and we're the cat, but the tree is the dreamlands.
I think I turned 2 pages of this book. I seem to be missing a chapter here. I don't know if everybody else is on the same page. Dario, I have the utmost respect for you. Did you hear me say that the pilots are missing?
Yes, that's because we're...
Like the guys that drive the frickin' plane?
We're no longer in our world, nor are we fully in the dreamland. We are stuck betwixt and between, and we need to work together to unalign the dream chakras, he said, pointing at all the seats as if it's blindingly obvious. And then maybe we can return to safety to a land where there are pilots and not tentacular creatures hugging the plane.
What about creature and plane?
Yes, we need to go to the place that it isn't.
You gotta look out the window.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Take a deep breath, look out the window.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to miss now.
Oh, is blue. Is oh my. Is a Squid Game.
Leonie, what the... You all right? You looking a bit,
I'm still stuck underneath this thing. I think while all this nonsense was happening, dreaming and...
It's been drug off of you.
And that thing was drug off of me. I made my way back to the... Oh, what is the... It's not... What do they call it on a plane when the kitchen? The...
Galley?
The galley. Make my way back to the galley. I'm looking for the knives. It's first class. They actually give us real silverware here. I'm looking for the knives.
Those would be easy to find.
And I grab a couple and I put them in my pocket and turn around, but I keep my back to the wall and listen to all this gobbledygook and intently focus on Dario.
So I am... all right. Is something hugging plane? Is people being carried by invisible thing?
and no pilots.
No pilots. That's fine. Thing is hugging plane. Thing know where we're going. There was a like a cart moving like it was being pushed, like boop, 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 like stopping where it should. So this makes me think that either ghosts or government experiments.
Or they are the real people of the real plane going about their business, and because we are attuned, all of us, to the ways of the dreaming, and we were accidentally in alignment, we have brought ourselves to this between place. I suggest that if you all return to your seats, I will lead a guided meditation. If we fully enter the dreamlands, then perhaps we can make our way back to the real plane and everything will be fine.
Dario, you say they're in the real plane? Do you mean like the plane, like flying plane, or are you talking like plane as in like plane of existence.
Yes, no, another semantic difficulty. No, I mean the aeroplane. We're on the aeroplane, but we are not fully on the waking aeroplane. So we are seeing the waking people doing the waking things, and we should join them.
We're not the waking people. We're like the daydreaming people.
Yes, that's a good expression.
Dario, some of these people are gone though.
Yeah.
We can't go back to what it was when we first got on, because some of the people are gone.
Yes. Gregory was not specific on this point. He said he wouldn't tell me anymore unless I gave him pilchards, and I didn't have pilchards, so that's kind of all I've got for you at the moment.
Who is... Never. So you want me to sit?
Well, it was a suggestion, but Leonie raises a valid point. I could have a nap, go into the Dreamlands, find a cat to talk to, find out what to do, while the rest of you handle things here.
You are a fucking coward.
Hey, where's that guy? The guy who was his shit at the desk. Is he on this plane? Did he disappear? Because if someone's up to some stupid shit, it's going to be that guy. You know who I mean? It's Sylvie. You saw the guy.
Yes.
In the queue. The guy who was mouthing off to the attendant.
Yeah, the one with the very red aura. Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Keeper, is that individual one of the people that is asleep yet present with us?
You do not see that person's particular face on any of the bodies that are now sleeping in the corner.
And the way that it looked like they were being sort of lifted out of their seats, did it look like sort of the way that if a couple of people, concerned citizens, were trying to pick up an unconscious person, like under their elbows and their armpits, was it that sort of style?
That's exactly what it looked like.
Okay.
Where are they going? They all going in the same direction?
Oh, they all went to the front area where maybe like the stewardess's stuff is, and then they all laid in a pile.
Expand on what you mean by pile.
Oh, that's cozy.
All the bodies were placed in a pile, hopefully out of the view of everyone.
So not in the way that like a caring flight attendant would lay out in a just person that they're like getting a compress for or anything like that. And we're like, oh, here's a dead body. I might as well stack up so I can just get them out of the way.
I think that would be a safe assumption.
Okay, cool. Just so we're all on the same page.
This handout, handout 3, the elder sign.
That one?
That one.
Yeah. What do any of us actually? So I'm looking at this and there's 3 styles of sigil and there's 4 of us. So there is the possibility of the 4 of us sitting in that configuration for one of the matching. But like, what do we actually? Is this just Dario, and Dario has this image in his head?
Yes, that is it. So Dario, remember talking to the cat about how if the dreamers all arrange themselves in a way that would maybe power up them, they may accidentally slip between dreaming and being awake. And then maybe you were seated into an elder sign shape.
What's the detail, Dario, that you've talked to us about this particular mental image you have?
Well, I can see by the looks on your faces that you're confused. And he'll take out his pen for signing books, and he'll take out one of his books, and he will, on the front cover, draw that picture, and then just as a reflex action, sign it and just hand it over.
And Dario, you are not 100% certain or sure that this alone could push you in, but it does seem to be a specific configuration. You don't know if there would have to be another power source, and you happen to be like in the right. You're the key shape is right, but someone's got to put it in the hole.
What do I know about tentacle dream monsters, apart from that one particular dream that I refused to talk to my therapist about?
Yes, aside from that one particular dream, I believe that would be a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Well, why not? No, it's a fail, and with 10%, I'm not feeling like pushing it. I will say to everybody else, I think certainly the reason that we're all experiencing this is because we were sat like this, but maybe the monster creature outside has something to do with it. I don't know.
Which any of the rest of you could also do Cthulhu Mythos, knowing that that creature is outside, holding on to the plane. You're muted, Newman, but I'm assuming that's a no because your face looks sad.
Oh, that's just my face. But I failed. 43 over 10. But that is also my face.
And Nate failed. Rosie also looks like a fail. Everyone has sad faces.
Nobody want to push a Mythos roll?
Yeah, I'll push it. How do I push it, Keeper? Do I go up and lick the window?
That's up to you. You tell me how you push it.
How do I push this roll? I think what I'm going to do is go up to the window and I'm going to go up to the cockpit, and I'm assuming there's multiple tentacles across those windows.
Yeah, it seems to have wrapped itself around this plane.
I will, in attempt to try and understand this creature, push myself up to the window, like a child in a car on a long journey who wished to be outside. That's what I'm going to do. Wait, am I going to die if I do this?
Maybe.
Before he does that, is this one of those editions where I can spend luck to lower my roll?
Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled a 40 and my Cthulhu Mythos is 10. I have a 50 luck. So I'm going to spend 30
Okay.
and bring me down to a 20.
That sounds great.
Hang on. Sylvia, I feel really mean if you do that because I've got 75 luck left and I rolled a 43.
That's fine. You can do it for me later.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm confident.
Sylvie, you recognize this as something that you had learned while you were learning more about dreaming. And if I remember correctly, you worked with this esoteric theater group to develop your dreaming skills in order to become a better performer. And while you were studying with them and learning everything that they had to teach you, one thing that they taught you about was the guardian of the crystallizer of dreams, that there is a device that could have possibly powered up your dreams, but there is a creature, a large tentacled creature that guards it. Smaller, this is bigger than anyone that you have ever heard be described. It has grown to monstrous proportions. Why it is attached to this airplane, you don't know, because it is supposed to guard this crystallizer.
Okay, so she looks nervous, glances at the window, sort of in a very businesslike fashion, turns to look at the rest of you, says, I am Russian pop star, but I have been studying theater. I was working with a theater group that was very well. We talked about a lot of interesting things, and there was a tentacle creature that guards what was called a crystallizer that might power these types of dream communications. We would all get in circle or shape, and we would all focus on one. There were exercises. We did exercises, and she points at Dario. If you talk about fucking nostrils, I kill you. But the tentacle is guarding something. That's all I got.
Well, I suppose on one level that makes sense that the creature is here to get this kind of dream crystallizer.
And what can I just ask what the crystallizer? What does that do? It sounds like out of a Marvel film or something. Like what are we doing with the crystallizer?
Yes, storyteller, does she have any idea what kind of device she should be looking for?
With your luck spend, in pictures, you've seen maybe some drawings of this artifact that looks like an egg, a large egg.
Like an egg? Like how big an egg? Like ostrich egg?
Like a foot-long egg.
A little bit bigger than an ostrich egg. Okay.
Slightly.
We are looking for big egg.
Well, that should be enough.
Big egg.
Yeah, to make a start.
Oh, Dario, your seats that you pointed out. Give me a sec. Keeper, I'm going to run off for a minute and just basically check around each one of the seats that Dario has worn the little symbol of, and just have a little rummage around, see if there's any eggs or any other things that might be a thing.
You rummage through a couple backpacks and bags that have been there, and you don't find any foot-sized eggs. I'm curious what Leonie's up to while this whole conversation is going on, though, silently standing with knives, or...
I've been standing at the galley. I never looked out the window, but our window, where we were sitting, where Michael and I were sitting, is open. So I assume I can see the tentacle thing there. I want to try something.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that I can see that tentacle. I want to cast Enthrall Victim on it.
Okay.
I want to see if I can stun it so that it lets go of our plane for a second and see what happens.
I love that. I opened up my Keeper rulebook, specifically hoping that Enthrall Victim is in that and not somewhere else.
It is.
The caster must be able to speak calmly to the target before the spell can take effect. After a round or so of talking, an opposed power roll must be made between the caster and the target on 1d100. If overcome, the victim stands struck, numb, and dumb until relieved from the trance by physical assault or some similarly shocking event. If the caster fails to overcome the target, he or she may try the spell the following round.
So I've been staring at the tentacle sucker that is outside the window. I have no idea what it is, so I don't really care if it can or can't hear me, but I've been sort of talking to it while the egg conversation was going on. I'm telling it, you can just leave us alone. We're already flying. The pilots are operating the physical plane somewhere else, just like the flight attendants are operating the drink carts just off to the left of where we are. Just leave us alone. And I've been sort of saying that underneath my breath, so I'm not hiding it either. So anyone that glanced over at me would see me sort of talking to myself and staring at that sucker thing at the window.
So, it's an opposed power roll.
Oh, is it opposed?
Yeah, it's
Excellent.
an opposed power roll.
Against a mythos entity.
And it just says I need to, oh yeah, it does say opposed. Whatever. Who knows what it is? It could just be it's just a tentacle. Oh, I rolled really good though. Really good.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 19, under 60.
Okay.
So I could spend 7 to make it an extreme. I could spend 18 to make it a 1.
I failed. So...
I defeated your mythos bullshit.
I like the creative use, so I will allow it. I don't think it can hear you for you to be able to speak calmly to it. But...
Well, see, I figured it was throughout the fuselage because I'm seeing things getting dragged away.
Oh, no.
This thing is everywhere.
No, it's just grabbed the plane.
More clues.
More clues. By what you don't say, Miranda, I learn more
Oh my God.
than if you actually said anything.
Okay, well, take your 2 magic points and also another bout of madness.
I'm assuming we're seeing this, Keeper. We're seeing Leonie talk calmly to the window and then freak out.
Yes, you're having a conversation, and then Leonie will talk calmly to the window and then freak the fuck out.
Oof, I lost 4 on that.
Leonie is, you look over, Leonie has gathered knives. She's looking out the window. She's whispering, and when she stops, you hear this thing against the side of the plane begin to pull away, and the plane kind of starts to level out, because if you remember, it was drifting up, and the engines kind of pull back a little bit, and Leonie's eyes glaze over, and Leonie, you find yourself in Coach, sitting next to, what was her name?
We're calling her Marcy.
Marcy. That was not what we called her last episode, but we're calling her Marcy now.
Well, that's her full name was last episode, but now
Now it's Marcy.
it's my more personal name for her.
And you find yourself sitting next to her, and she's bleeding from a gash in her forehead, and her shirt has kind of been torn. And Leonie, where were you? Why are you here? You're here.
God.
I went looking for you,
Marcy,
and you weren't there. And she's huddled down in her seat. Things have been thrown all over the cabin. They said that people died up in first class, and I thought it was you. I went to look for you, and you weren't there.
My God, Marcy, what's happened to you? What
Nice.
happened? Oh my God, I'm just so glad to see you. I'm so glad to see. Where are we?
we're on
I'm
the
looking
plane.
around. There's more people.
Leonie, we're on the
There's
plane.
stewardesses. There's. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. It was awful. I was with the most awful people. They were doing the most awful things, but I'm with you now. We're safe. We're safe. They can be wherever. One of them had. Oh my! It's all their fault. One of them did something, Marcy, and I don't know what they did, but we had gotten. I wonder if Marcy is a. I'm going to assume Marcy's somewhat of a clued-in believer, knowledgeable about
Pillow
this
talk,
stuff.
yeah. Mhm.
Because we have a great relationship. So, and they knew about dreaming in the dreamlands, but one of them forced us in there. I think they were trying to pull us in there or keep us there or sacrifice us. I don't know. Maybe they were something from there, but oh, I'm so glad to see you. Oh, Marcy.
Someone tried to open the door of the plane. The plane, it's so high in the air's so, it's so thin. Don't let them, no, Leonie, don't let them take me. And two people will come up behind her and grab her and start to pull her away from you. And you will pop back to being
No,
the
but I'll
plane
take my
thing.
knives and stab them in the eyes. What are you talking about? I don't pop back.
Pop back.
No. Well, then I have my knives out and I pop back and then I have my knives out and I am swinging wildly and stabbing. Nothing. There's nothing there. There's no one there. And I'm yelling and I'm screaming Marcy's name. And then I'm going to look up towards Dario. Was this you? This is you.
Well, as I explained before, it was all of us and our aligned chakras.
I'm running towards him now with my butter knives.
Help? Could a little help, please? Please, it's yoga is. I know Warrior 1 and 2, but they're not really martial arts. Can anybody help me?
And I'm jumping, and 300 style in the air. Got my two knives back, and I'm going after Dario.
I would like to dodge, please.
If I'm searching a bag that's somewhere like en route, and then I see Leonie kind of running down the aisle with two knives going, "Ah!" running towards Dario, I'm convinced Dario knows what he's doing. He's the guru. He's the one that's gonna save us. I might try and.
I'm convinced he knows what he's doing too, Michael. He knows exactly what he's doing, Michael. You're exactly right. That's the problem.
Oh, no, he knows what he's doing as in he's trying to save us, Leonie.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
He's the one going to get us home. There is no bloody pilots.
All this conversation in mid-flight.
And unfortunately, Michael's dex is 40 and Leonie's is 60 and Dario's is 60, but Leonie's move rate is 9. So I'm going to say that unless drastic actions are going to be taken, Leonie's going to try to stab at Dario. Unless someone is ready to shot.
Michael won't be in a position to throw a bag, will he?
And the knives come down, Dario, and they come down with lightning speed, Dario, on my 51/25.
Were you dodging or fighting back, Dario?
I was definitely dodging. I think I've picked up one of the plastic trays that have meals on, and I'm kind of carrying behind it, but in a very flexible way.
And so I would love to have bounced off that tray, made a huge noise, sickening plastic on airline metal, knives, skittering noise, and then falling back onto the carpeted ground. And I just start yelling, I saw her. We were there. I was together. She's hurt. They're all there. And they say we're all dead. As I relay in bout form my hallucination, my whatever, when I had popped back.
Sounds extremely distressing. If I can offer some positive reframing, though.
I throw the knives at him. Just not as like weapons, just like throwing like, oh, shut up.
In about 20 rounds. when Michael gets there, he's going to try and like hold Leonie, like not aggressively, but just hold her down so she can calm down and she's not a threat to Dario.
And I'm shaking and I'm fighting against you, but half-hearted, just fighting. And then I start to cry.
This is good. This is healing.
I saw her. Oh my God. Throw something at him, please. Michael, just shut him up, please.
Dario, just give us a minute. Just give us a minute. Michael starts to cry. He doesn't really know why. He's just going to start crying. He's feeling those emotions. He hasn't even bothered checking on Marshall.
I saw them all. Michael, they were all there.
What do you mean you saw them all? What do you mean you saw them all?
I saw them all in coach. I was next to her. They were hurt. They were wounded, but they were alive. Everyone was there. Everyone was alive. Marcy was there.
So Marcy, Marshall, everybody, unless we can get ourselves back to where we were, none of us are going to make it out of here, Lenny. We got to start working together here. I know you don't like him. I know he gives you the heebie-jeebies. Dario, he's well, like him or not, he's the guru. He knows this shit. He knows about the dreams and that he's spoken to Gregory and the cats. Like, Leonie,
That's what I'm saying, Michael. He's the only one that knows. He's the only one that knows enough.
Okay, let's talk to him then.
And he just happens to be on the plane here with us when this happens. He knows all this. And
You're right.
Coincidence?
No. With this kind of thing, there ain't no coincidences, but let's speak to him. Dario?
Yes, I'm right here.
Okay. Leonie has got a valid communication she'd like to make. But I'm going to kind of let Leonie go, but be next to her just in case anything, she like flips up and starts doing stuff. And then I
shudder in your arms in disgust when you say that. But yes.
This is going to be a verbal communication rather than a knife-based communication.
That's right.
I'm just checking.
That's right. No, I can't spend the next 7 rounds running between you guys, so let's just...
Leonie, my ear chakras, my heart chakras, all 3 of my eyes are open and receiving you. I'm ready.
I throw up a little, but I swallow it down and... All right. You're right. We have to do this. We can solve all this after. When we get back, we can solve all this after, Michael.
Dario, you can see why Leonie might think you got something to do with this, right?
Yes.
Because of the whole dream thing, and you being the expert on the dream stuff?
No, it's understandable to find somebody as gifted in the dreaming as I am here in the midst of this to apportion blame. I see that would make sense, yes. But normally when I talk about finding the hidden gem, it's a metaphor. I think you'll find it in chapter 3. But right now, I think we do need to find the hidden gem that is not a metaphor and is not in our heart, but is possibly in hand luggage. And I really hope not in the hold.
Maybe Sylvie's the gem.
What?
I
really hope that it is not in the hold because we can't get in. But I do think that we are in place that is close to waking world. And she looks at Dario and says, I need you to stop talking about cats. And unless we can find this egg, best thing we can do is get in that shape. And I think we should try to move the unconscious bodies back to where they were. Maybe they are here because they're also important.
I agree, but I do think if we can find this crystal first, then that might get rid of the creature more permanently. Leonie seemed to do something kind of remarkable previously, but if we can find the crystal and give it to the creature, then... Which also I don't know how to do, but that's...
Wait, what? Why are we giving it to the creature?
Well, the creature is the guardian of the crystals, yes?
Well, we're assuming somebody's already taken the ritual?
That is what I would say. So someone take crystal, put it on plane, and that is why tentacle attack?
Yes, and...
Oh, son of a bitch. I bet it's that guy from the queue. The guy, the pushing in the queue, I bet it's that son of a bitch.
He was certainly very rude, yes.
There was no luggage in coach in the one overhead, but maybe I'm going to get up, stand up. Thank you, Michael. But then I'm going to open up. Maybe there's some other luggage down there. Maybe we just didn't see it, and go down and open up just go down the aisles, opening up the overheads, trying to see if there's any bags.
You begin to make a more thorough search of coach. Would you roll me spot hidden?
33 under 40.
She does find something. And that is, you don't find the egg, but tucked under one of the seats at where it should be is a open backpack. And there is a book sticking out of the backpack.
Oh my God, this better not be a Dario book. I swear, this better not be a Dario book. I'm saying out loudly.
It's not a Dario book. It is a children's book titled The Moon Cats.
Oh, Sylvie, it's the cats again.
And I will share with you the handout for The Moon Cats.
And am I correct in that there's no other luggage? So this backpack is quite the...
Yeah.
Just it existing here is also odd. Yep. Okay.
Your stuff is there. No one else's stuff is there. This backpack is there.
All right, anyone else find anything? I found this one backpack, and it has this kid's book in it by Jane R. Carter. You know her, Dario?
Yes, we've been to signings together. She's a very lovely woman.
I did get a hard success keeper, but I imagine that Leonie has found what needs to be found.
She has found what needs to be found, but there is something else. So you see one of the locked lavatory doors move slightly. And there's been a lot of things moving in general, but it's not the normal kind of move. It's kind of like a quiver, and it's not like it's unlocking and opening itself as if someone is leaving the lavatory. It's just kind of quivering on the other side.
Okay. I'll be listening to whoever is hopefully reading this out loud, and I will cautiously make my way to the lavatory door.
I will say, as you're down in coach, things have gotten aggressively violent on the plane. Things are still being kind of thrown about in places. It's calmed down a little bit, but the plane doesn't seem happy. There's things being slammed and stuff moving about quite a bit.
I'll probably, if I see someone I'll probably look around, and if Sylvie's within kind of like eye shot, I'll probably point at the door and kind of signal for her to come down with me, and like that someone might be there.
She will hopefully correctly read your gesture and move towards you. And is the door between us, or is it closer to him?
It's like on the side wall, so you guys can kind of both stand in front of it.
Okay, and she sees it kind of quivering?
Yes, and you hear a slight sniffle on the other side of the door.
Like a child's type of...
I mean, that would be a reasonable assumption for someone to make.
Okay, so she's going to get, like, instead of standing, she's going to sort of kneel down in front of the door, because we found this child's book in the backpack. It might make sense that the child also made this journey with us and is scared, and in the bathroom went for somewhere to hide. So she's thinking, I saw this unaccompanied kid. And she gets down and sort of very gently tries to say, like, but loud enough so that if someone's on the other side of the door, they can hear her. Hello? It's all right. We are friends.
It's not all right.
Open door. Hug? I can hug.
No.
What's wrong?
I'm not gonna open the door. Everything's wrong. Everyone's gone.
I'm here.
I just want to go see my cat.
Oh, cat?
Yes.
Ask her what her cat's name is. Ask her what she calls her cat.
Tell me about your cat.
My cat, Nico.
Nico is good name. Oh,
she's gone though.
Was she in luggage?
No, she wasn't in the luggage. My cat's gone.
I'm sorry.
And now I'll never see her again. But unless I go to the moon, I think Nico went to the moon, and now she's waiting for me there. And I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go and be with her.
Sweetheart, that's very interesting. And there is a man here who can talk to you about cats all you want. But I do not want to go to the moon with you.
You don't have to. Just leave me alone then.
Hey, it's okay.
It was fine when you weren't here.
Hey, it's okay. I got a couple of little girls at home, probably about your age. Do you watch Bluey?
Of course I watch Bluey. Everyone watches Bluey.
Okay, right. So we all know how to deal with our emotions and things because of the program. So you're trying to find your cat. Is what I'm hearing you're saying.
Yes, my cat.
You don't have a crystal, do you?
It's all I have left. My parents are gone and my cats are gone. What are you talking about? Just leave me alone.
Okay, no, I was mistaken. Your parents are gone. What? You here on your own?
Yes, I'm all alone now. I'm going to my grandmother's and everyone's gone, but if I can get to the moon, that's where my cat is. She's trapped there and I have to go there.
Okay, is your grandmother there?
On the moon? No, my grandma's not at the moon. Grandmas don't go to the moon, cats do.
Yeah, no, you're right. Of course. That makes absolute sense. I'm just looking at Sylvie like.
And why don't we kind of cut away to Leonie has found this book, The Moon Cats. Leonie, do you want to share with our listening audience the information that you have discovered about the Moon Cats, either by reading the handout or by summarizing it?
Dario, look at this. You met this Jane Carter. She's got this Moon Cats book, an illustrated children's book, which tells the story of a group of neighborhood cats. Every night, gather together in an alleyway, fly from Earth to the moon. Once in the moon, cats dance and flock in the moonlight till an evil-looking stranger appears, carrying a glowing stone, promising to grant each of the cats their fondest wish. A number of the cats step forward in the book here as I turn the page. Oh, they're each making a wish. Look at it, and it's all illustrated. One wishes to sing more sweetly. Aw, like the birds they and the humans here in the garden each morning. Oh, this one over here, this tabby cat wishes to stay forever with their human, able to provide a lifetime of comfort and love. This little ginger cat down in the corner here, that one wishes to be able to talk to and be understood by their humans. Oh, and this little tortoiseshell over here wishes to have longer and more luxurious hair to better keep their human warm and cozy at night. Oh my gosh, their wishes are coming true. Look at Dario. I'm going to hand the book to Dario.
I think Dario has started crying and just goes, my mother was always too busy running the ashram to read to me at night. This was a profoundly moving moment. Thank you. Where had you got to?
Right here, where it starts, unfortunately, comma.
The results were not what the cats wanted because, oh, look, this cat is being transformed into a songbird. And the one who wished to provide comfort and love is turned into a teddy bear. And this one has been transformed into a child. Seems a bit weird, a cat turning into a child. And this one that wanted to have longer fur has been turned into a fur coat. But, oh, look, here's an old, wise cat. And the oldest and wisest of cats says that they should know better than to accept gifts from strangers. And it's a non-gendered cat, leaps at the stranger, claws the stone away from them, and then wrapping themselves around the stone, the old cat offers to care for and protect the stone if the wishes can be undone. And in a flash, by which I mean turning the page, the transformed cats are returned to their former selves, and the old cat is changed into something. What is that? It just looks like a squid. It sort of looks a little bit like a.
It looks like a flying something. What is it? Flying? It's like a flying something.
Maybe a jellyfish?
Like a squid. It's a flying jellyfish. Perfect.
Oh, sorry. Yes, it's tentacular. I get it now. Which carries away both the stone and the evil stranger. And then the cats resume their frolic, singing their gratitude to the old cat sacrifice which saved them. The end. So is this a clue? Should we be looking for songbirds to turn them into cats?
That's so strange. Cats being turned into things. Did we? What about this evil stranger? I feel like this is. Do you think this egg, the stone is this egg that you were talking about,
Yeah.
right? It's got to be the same kind of thing.
Yes, it has to be the same thing.
And if I wish hard enough, I'll get to go see my cat on the moon.
What? You want to go to the moon? I'm saying this really loudly, just in case anyone's listening. You want to go to the moon, and you want to make a wish about your cat. Okay, so, you're wishing about. I don't understand. Is your cat gonna make your wish come true? Is it a wish for your cat?
Leonie.
Yeah, that's what the book's about, Michael. We just read it. The moon cats. Yeah, they go to the they make a wish, they get yeah, that's what we're saying over here.
Leonie, Michael's using that special tone of voice that adults use for talking to children. So perhaps there's a child.
So it's a good thing you're responding.
I'm gonna kind of wave over as Sylvie's talking. I'm gonna just kind of wave Leonie and Dario to come over.
Yep, we'll come over with a book. We found a children's book that is strangely relevant.
Sylvie's talking to it. There's a kid in here. I'm talking loud enough for the kids to hear. There's a kid in here, and they're talking about going to the moon.
You found a kid?
Like to make their cat's wishes come true, or something like that.
Is the kid really a cat?
What the fuck kind of question is that?
I have proposed the idea that it might be a cat child.
I hold up the book for Sylvie. It's all in there. All the answers.
Hey, kid.
Does the kid have the stone?
No.
Michael, does this get the stone from the kid?
They don't have the stone. They ain't. Hey, kid. Have you? I'm just looking at the pictures. Nothing else from the book as Leonie's holding it up. Have you seen a jellyfish thing?
No, I haven't seen any jellyfish. Okay. But if you've seen one, they could take me to the moon.
Okay, well, we'll let you know about that. And I put a finger into my mouth, to shush the others and be like, don't talk about the jellyfish. What about an evil man? It's in the book, he talked about an evil man. We can protect you from him.
Are you an evil man?
No. I'm a good man. I work for the government.
No, I can't I'm not supposed to let you in. I was told not to talk to anybody, and the stewardess were supposed to take care of me.
Okay, well,
till I got to my grandma. My grandma's picking me up.
We're kind of like the stewardesses now because they're not here and we're looking after everybody.
You just said you're an evil man.
No. I said I wasn't the evil man. We're trying to stop the evil man, like the jellyfish.
What is your name?
You.
Michael.
No, the child. The child we're talking to.
Sorry, pressure.
I don't care about you.
You don't care about me?
No, I don't care about this, Michael. I care about you. I'm sorry.
She doesn't care about me, Michael. She cares about you.
Yeah, your name is you?
Yes.
You. If you don't want to come out of the bathroom, can you let me in?
No.
Honey,
unless you roll maybe a charm or a persuade.
I can do that, honey. I can do that.
I pantomime kicking in the door and then look at the others.
I pantomime no back, just for now.
I pull out another kitchen knife and I point it at the door and nod knowingly.
How did you get so many knives?
You can't stab you.
Okay, you said charm
or persuade.
I pass. I roll actually extreme success.
Makes sense since Sylvie's so charming.
I know, right? She is so fantastic and friendly.
She's actually threatening. It's lost in translation.
I was told to always trust women with Russian accents. Okay, but just as long as you won't promise you won't hurt me and that he's not the bad man.
He is not the bad man. He actually is a very sweet person. And I would like to come in and make sure that you're all right. I understand that you don't want to come out, but if you can let me in.
Okay. And she will pop open the door, and you see this little girl. I will share a picture. It's not a handout. It's just a picture from the scenario. Clutching this glowing, crystalline, 1 foot in diameter, 1 foot wide egg.
We asked her if she had that, and she clearly said no. I feel like there's a lack of trust here. I'm going to look at Leonie and Dario. And
I believe you asked if she had an egg, and she said no.
She's one of those kids.
You, why do you have egg?
It's not an egg, it's just a thing from my house. It's the only thing that I have left. Everything else is gone in the fire, and my parents, but I think Nico's on the moon, and are you going to take me to the moon? If we wish hard enough like this, it can go take us to the moon.
Yes, but that might not be as good as you're thinking. You know, sometimes holding on to objects from the past, it anchors us to painful memories. Sometimes the best thing to do is take those objects and just let them go. Possibly out of a briefly opened exterior door.
No, you can't open the door on a plane.
I mean, that is a valid point, but but
Kid's right about this.
yeah, okay.
The kid's right about this,
Yes, I
Dario.
understand, but I'm saying letting go of the crystal object emotionally and physically might be very releasing for you.
It's mine and you cannot have it. It's mine. It's the only thing I have left of my family. My parents are gone. My cat's on the moon.
Hey, you.
What?
The crystal thing you got, that ain't your parents. That ain't your cat. It's just something that you have that reminds you of me, but it ain't them. You know, they love you. They loved you. They are a part of you. You aren't them. You know, it's like that episode of Bluey with the dustbins. You know, where they keep taking them out, and Bingo has the thing about like the being bullied at school, and it's like a passage of time, and it's about letting it go and about accepting who you are and stuff. And then I can't really remember what happened in the rest of the episode, but I remember it being like a really emotional thing. Okay, and I think you need to think about, you know, the me that you are, the me you know, not the you. It's about me, you.
I think this is a good time for something to slam angrily back into the side of the plane. It's here. It's going to take us to the moon. It's back. It's going to take us to the moon.
Has she let Sylvie into the bathroom with her at this point?
The bathroom door is open and she's there. So if you wanted to go in, you could.
Okay. Yeah, Sylvie's going to go in there. And where is you? Like, has she sort of jammed herself under the toilet seat or the sink? What is she doing?
She's kind of sitting on the toilet with the lid down. There's not a lot of room in here. So really, you and her in there are pretty maxed out
Yeah.
to capacity. And she is clutching, holding on to this egg. And the plane tilts sharply upwards as it once again begins to ascend higher and higher. It's creaking as it's being squeezed.
So Sylvie is going to look you in the eye and say, I do not want to go to moon. There is giant thing holding plane, and I believe it wants that. So you can give us that, and we can give it to the thing, and then we all go on with our lives.
No, I can't give it to you. It's going to take me and the cats.
I cast Enthrall Victim on the kid.
I was just about to cast a spell, but I like the way Leonie's going.
I take it back. You should do your spell.
Maybe we do it at the same time, because we don't know each other's doing it.
I mean, mine requires me to talk, but I'm sort of like, this kid's... I don't trust this kid, so...
What is your spell, Michael?
My spell is Cloud Memory.
Uh-huh.
The caster must be able to see the target, and the target must be able to receive the caster's instruction. I would like to, and it's described as long as I know the event, that, so this is page, for those listening, this is page 250 of the Keeper's Guide, Cloud Memory. It's 1d6 magic points, 1d2 sanity points, but I need to be able to know the event that I'm trying to cloud the memory of. I would like to cloud the memory of Nico dying, so that the child's used desire to go to the moon almost seems not immediate. They might still have the desire.
So that will cost you 1d6 magic points and 1d2 sand points.
So 2 magic points and 2 sanity.
It is an opposed power roll, right?
If the caster if the caster succeeds in the opposed power roll with the target, yes, it is. I've actually rolled a 26 over 70, so that is a hard success.
Okay. I love this. You cloud her memory, the memory of the fire, the memory of her parents dying, the fire that took her parents, the fire that took her cat, that she is convinced is on the moon. And for a minute, she gets confused. She's kind of unaware of why is she on this plane, and her little arms that are holding the crystallizer so tight go slack, and the crystallizer begins to, and you grab the crystallizer and take it from you. And the guardian that has attached itself back to the plane begins tearing the plane apart. First, a wing rips off the plane, a side of the plane comes off. Plates on the top of the plane and the bottom of the plane begin being ripped apart by these tentacles of this jellyfish as one reaches out to grab the crystallizer from you. And I'll have you all roll me a sand check for one.
I passed.
Failed.
Fumble.
I rolled a 99, and my sand right now is under 50 because of all the damage.
And I also rolled max on the fail. So if you fumble or fail, you're losing 6. And if you're pass, you're losing 2. As this plane gets ripped apart, and maybe it will help you, maybe it won't, but I'll also have each of you roll a normal dreaming roll.
No, I failed on my dreaming. I have just reached my 20%.
Yeah, I've passed my 20% on my stress and sanity loss, but I rolled a 1 on my dreaming.
Mm-hmm. Okay, love that for you. Newman failed his dreaming.
Normal success on my dreaming.
Okay.
I also got a regular success on my dreaming.
Those of you that have succeeded on your dreaming roll are able to push yourself fully into the dreaming world. And as you do so, you can see the dreamlands laid out below you as the 3 of you float down to the dreamland slowly. If one of you would like to bring you with you, you can do so by rolling another dreaming check. If no one's jumping on that plane. Okay,
No interest.
cool.
I'm insane, so there's no way I'd think about a kid.
I think Dario would.
Okay, go try it.
Yeah, I get a hard success.
Yeah, okay. So you have you with you as well as the 4 of you, being you, Dario, Leonie, and Sylvie, float down and land gracefully in the center of a town as cats meander their way in and out of your feet. Some of you are indefinitely insane at this point. Michael, you failed to push yourself into the dreaming world, and as a result have fallen back into the waking world. And as you open your eyes and gasp for air, you realize that there is no air this high up. And around you, floating as if almost suspended in air, but with the wind blowing them as you're falling, but you're so far up. How could you fall for this long? Are all of the other passengers that were on board the plane that has been ripped apart, and that is the last thing you see before you suffocate on your way back to Earth. And that's where we'll end We Dream of Flying.
Fabulous. Dream ending, surrounded by cats. Won.
Oh, not for all of us.
Oh, so the majority of us won.
Sore spot.
So I just want to thank all of my players today. I don't often run Call of Cthulhu. As I have said a number of times, I don't know the rules. So I appreciate them all being wonderful players and doing fun things like casting spells, because everyone knows the rules to those. Once again, this was We Dream of Flying by Jim Phillips, and it's available on the Miskatonic repository. And thank you to our Patreon followers and subscribers and followers on YouTube and Twitch. And we'll see you in the friendly skies next time.